For many people, losing weight is no losing task, especially when it's only one of the many issues they're dealing with. Andy Rodican is the Associate Medical Director at Medical Weight Loss Centers and specializes in bariatric medicine. He's brought along one of his patients who came to him overweight with high blood pressure and anxiety issues. Now here's a picture of Julie Hidalgo when she first started working with Andy. And here's a look at Julie now, 72 pounds lighter and brighter. Julie, congratulations. You look fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Sit down, join us. Let's talk a little bit about your weight before. It was 72 pounds heavier. It must have been drastically different.
Oh, definitely. I was quite tired. I was exhausted, had some anxiety issues that I was being treated for, but not quite being treated well enough. And just feeling...
just exhausted, I would assume, constantly,
exactly.
right? It takes a toll on you.
I would clean for a day, do some floors, and the next day I would just be uncomfortable and pain.
What, did you try other diets, I'm assuming?
I've tried every diet that you can think of. Shortly after my daughter was born, I tried to diet, and that was 2005. And I would start a diet, it would work for about 3 weeks, and then it would just plateau. I would get frustrated.
And what led you to Medical Weight Loss Centers?
Well, actually, I had seen a colleague at work, a friend of mine, and she was doing it, and I was watching her just slim down over time. But the biggest and most important thing that I noticed about her was her smile, and she had a new energy
just
about
her.
her.
Presence, right?
Yes, and that's what I wanted. I was looking for. Like I said, I had been very tired. I had some issues with anxiety that I'd never had before, and I just knew something was wrong with my body, some kind of chemical imbalance, something was going on with it.
And you had to fix it, right?
And I had to, yes.
And you talk to me a little bit about the before and after, the statistics and all that.
Well, Julie came to us in the category of obesity 2, almost in a morbid obesity category. She had high triglycerides, high blood pressure, but we diagnosed her within her first set of labs in her first conversation a disorder called polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, which is really insulin resistance. Insulin is the fat-storing hormone. Once we fixed the underlying disorder, the symptoms went away.
Now, you didn't just pinpoint diet and exercise. What else?
Well, we have a saying, you can't change your weight until you change your mind, and this is not for people who need it, it's for people who want it. Julie wanted it. We did fix her underlying body chemistry, and our program is designed for rapid weight loss, so you don't have to look about dieting for 2 years to lose 70 pounds. This took Julie a matter of months to get to where she is.
And how do you maintain the body's chemistry once you kind of have it back where it should be?
Well, once the body chemistry is back to where it should be, we do labs every month. So we make sure we track and monitor you, and we advise the patient to check with their primary care physicians in the future to check their labs. And we also start a maintenance program. We have a phenomenal maintenance program. It's pretty easy to lose weight if you follow any diet, I guess, but maintaining the weight loss is key.
So, Julie, you're almost in the maintaining category, correct?
Yes.
How did this all work? I mean, your family, were they surprised? I'm sure they were very supportive, but what's the end result been like?
Well, my family has been very supportive and very helpful to me, always saying, with whatever diet I was trying. I had even gone to the doctor to say, could you help me? What's going on? They did a blood test, and they told me everything was fine, all my levels were fine, I just needed to lose weight. And my family, my husband specifically, was just, I still think something's going on, and I had agreed, and we went to see Andy after I had learned about the program, and it's just brought so much, helped me to lose weight and get back to having a normal balance in my body that I've needed and looked for so long.
And we were chatting before we started about how when you go into your daughter's school, what happens?
Well, I've gone into school and waved to somebody and say hello, and they don't recognize me, or they have to take a double look. Sometimes it'll take until they see my daughter to say, oh,
Really? That's got to be a great
I didn't
feeling.
recognize you. It is. Initially, it was a little bit odd because I wasn't prepared for people not to recognize me. I'm on the inside of my body doing this diet. Right. So it was initially. But.
Great. And you have a free seminar coming up.
We do. We have an open house on Saturday, and Corey Myers from Country 92.5 is going to be there. And we're also going to have some of our former patients, and we do a seminar pretty much every day. So we invite people to come on down and find out what we do, and more importantly, find out the facts about obesity, which is the #1 preventable killer in this country right now. And I like to believe that we are doing certainly our part in the medical field to address this issue. Only 15% of doctors will mention to you at a visit if you're obese, believe it or not.
Oh.
And it's an epidemic. And we do a really good job at addressing the whole person and the metabolic issues that go with being obese.
And did you have any advice for people that might be looking for some options or might need to contact you?
Yes, I do. You know, the Centers for Disease Control 2010 states that 95% of all self-diets or books fail. And 80% of medically supervised diets fail. So come on in, get an evaluation, get your blood work done, which is key. Because the obesity is just a symptom of a chronic medical illness caused by abnormal body chemistry. If you fix the symptoms but not the body chemistry, your weight will always come back.
Okay. And we have a couple seconds left. What do you think, Julie, is the biggest change that you've experienced?
It's overall my energy level, my quality of life, happier, having a great time with my kids and my husband.
Oh, that's
It's been
fantastic.
wonderful.
I'm so happy for you. Now, the open house is this Saturday at 10 a.m. at Medical Weight Loss Centers in East Haven. The phone number and website are on your screen, or just come to WTNH.com and click on Connecticut Style. We'll have the link there for you. Julie and Andy, I want to thank you so much for being
Thank you.
here and for sharing
Thank
your
you.
story.